previously on Dragon Ball Z.
$2,000. We have a comma. 1,000. 1, 2, or 5. Another 2,000.
But when the state welfare workers arrived, it was every man for himself.
Yours is bigger than mine. This is just
500.
How have we done that?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Day 16.
So it's been a rough few days. When you're in physical pain at the table, it definitely is distracting. It's harder to stay present. It's harder to be completely zoned into every hand. It's quite annoying because I feel like the first 2 weeks is almost like the pre-game. I had a good start and I wanted to move into what is now like phase 2, where there's some really good structured events. There's a Millionaire Maker, there's the Monster Stack, there's the big Mystery Bounty at the Win. But I've just bricked like 10 to 12 tournaments in a row now, and I do think I've still played well, and obviously variance has not been on my side as it might have been before, but in a more subtle way, I feel like variance can be more explicit when it's like you lose aces all in three against ace king, or aces against fives, like 70 bigs or whatever. It's really in your face. Whereas it's more been that I've just been really card dead, or I've been losing the flips, and it's a little bit more subtle, but it's still obviously going to affect you in the same way if you don't win those hands or you don't make good hands. Every time I think I'm feeling better, I kind of go up and down, but I'm still not going to have a day off. If I felt like I had an illness like flu or something, I definitely would, but because it's just my stomach, it's quite annoying. Like, I don't want to sit here doing nothing either. I'm here to play poker. I think I can still play good poker. I'm going to go play the $800 event today. It's a bit more of a relaxed tournament, a bit more mindless, because it's going to be a lot of recreational players. It's a lot less fancy creativity and getting in the mind of regs, so it's going to be a little bit nicer. Tomorrow is the Monster Stack, so I'm really hoping I'll be back to good health by then. I just don't want to get out of sync. If I bag the Monster Stack, I'll take a day off, because I'll feel like I've earned it then. But until then, I'm going to keep pushing through and hope for the best.
It's been 17 days.
Yesterday, I went to play the $800 World Series event. Stomach still not in the best place. Took it easy, took it slow. Played this one hand that was so ridiculous. I opened with Jack 10 off a really short stack, like 14 bigs and hijack. Button calls, not that much info. Big blind calls, who's a woman, playing quite tight. It comes 10-5-2 rainbow, and the stats pot ratio is like 1.6. I decided to bet 5k and 22.5k. I think I could check as well. The button now takes a bit of time and then puts a whole stack of 5Ks in to put us both all in. The woman had about 40k. The woman folds. I thought this was a really tough spot with Jack 10. I know you got top pair, and obviously I'm expecting to stack off most of the time when the pot's so big, but at the same time, on 10-5-2 rainbow, there isn't any clear bluffs. I think ace 3 suited and ace 4 suited would be nice bluffs, but you probably shouldn't play all in. You probably should play a non-all-in raise or a call. So the actual all-in, I'm like, is it just always a 10? Does he have 10-8 suited and 10-9 suited all the time? Maybe. But could he have queen 10 off, king 10 off, ace 10 pure? Probably. So I thought it was a tough spot. I ended up actually taking into account the fact he was younger and the fact that the way he put the chips in almost felt like he was trying to make it look strong. So I ended up calling after a minute or two. But I thought it was close, and I could have folded against a lot of players, even though it's top pair. He had Jack 9 suited, which was a bluff I was surprised to see, to be honest. Then just started berating me because I didn't call straight away. He was like, you have top pair and you tank for 1 minute, what are you doing? I think he was tilted because obviously he's pretty much dead with his hand. Now the whole table knows you're scared money, you're a scared money nit, shouting to himself. I thought it was pretty funny. I actually god moded this tournament. Here some guy decided to cold 4-bet jam 30 bigs in the small blind when I opened queen's early position. I don't know why he did this. Here, I called a 10 big blind cutoff jam with jacks on the button close to the money, and the big blind re-jammed for 20 bigs with ace 2 suited. He has no fold equity, he has a bad hand, and he just decided to re-jam 20 bigs close to the money. I have no idea why. He said he was hard dead. Lucky I get the hold. After these big holds, I was huge table chip leader. I had this really fun hand approaching the bubble, where I lead and 3-bet the flop and barrel the turn, knowing full well I've only shown good hands all day, and the guy I tank called with top pair was shouting loudly to the table about how I was a scared money nit. And it was going to be really hard to get that image out of your head from this player's perspective. So I really thought he was going to overfold this spot, and I was willing to just put max pressure on and hope for the best. And he made the super tight fold with aces. I only know he had aces because when he busted the tournament, he came and asked me to the side what I had and said he made a really tight fold with aces because he wasn't sure what to do. So it goes to show, if you want to bluff, just get someone to say you're a scared money nit and everyone's going to believe it. Ran super hard. Except for one hand, open with pocket sevens. We're now in the money. A new guy joins and he calls on the button. So the pot's like 64,000 chips. Comes 765 rainbow. I have pocket 7s, like a million chips deep. I check. He just goes all in for 450,000, 420,000, whatever it is. Obviously I call. He has pocket jacks and he runs out 8-9 for a straight. So it's just too good to be true when you have top set and then over jams. Happened to me twice now. Yeah, bagged the nice big stack, 1.5 million. That was like 2.5 times average. Came back to day 2. I got it in ace jack versus pocket 8s. And then versus same guy, I think he's a bit tilted now. He jams 610k under the gun, 80k big, like 7.6 bigs. I'm on the bottom with ace 10 off, but we're only 6-handed. I go for the call. He has 10-9 offsuit. Hey, And then the very next guy, same orbit, I open with pocket kings. He jams 13 bigs.
It's not the window you want to see.
So the same guy makes a bad jam and I double him up, and then he makes a reasonable jam and I double him up again. And then I only have like 10 bigs left now, the average is like 19 bigs. And chip leader opens from the low jack. I have pocket 5s on the button. I think it's kind of close, but because it's chip leader I took the jam, and pocket jacks found behind.
Oh, come on.
I think I'm due.
Fuck!
Oh, what'd you have?
Okay.
Hey,
Good.
nice on.
It's pretty funny. This guy is literally the chip leader of the entire tournament, and he's tilted because he made a good fold with pocket 8s, and he would have won very momentarily, and then there's jack on the turn anyway, he would have lost. But he's the one that's tilted, and I busted. But I did bust in 69th position, which gave me a little smile on the way out, cashing for around $5,000, my second biggest cash of the trip. After this, I went to go play the $1,500 Monster Stack and bagged a decent stack. Not a bad day overall. I now had 2 free days before day 2 of the Monster Stack. I decided to play the double board bomb pot mixed PLO. And I managed to get into the money with 1 big blind. So this was my first day off live poker, but I still managed to play 2 online events because I just can't help myself. Very fortunately, I cashed them both. Another day in the desert. I'm going crazy. Been here for too long. Now, I would love to sit here and tell you a breakdown of every individual event. What went wrong, what went right, and all the all-ins, but then this would be a 2-hour video. Went to play the $1,600 bounty at the Venetian. It was going great. Won 5 bounties, $500 each. Got in the money. Jack versus Ace King, all in pre for the chip lead.
Nice on.
22. 22?
Yesterday was a bloody long day. I went to play the 3K. I got involved in a sick hand where blah blah blah, bad beat, blah blah blah. I lost a flip, blah blah blah. Oh, I re-entered, blah blah blah. Oh, another min cash, blah blah. We go again. Went to go play the Turbo Bounty at the World Series. Actually, I had quite a cool interaction. Basically, I walk over to the table. I see I'm going to be big blind first hand. The dealer deals past me because they're ready to deal the hand. The table are like, this guy's trying to dodge a big blind, call the floor. And I was like, well, I was standing at the table. The dealer could have dealt me in there, just didn't. It's not like I was waiting near the table. I was at my seat. I've definitely done nothing wrong here. The dealer just didn't deal me in. I wasn't trying to dodge it. I was literally here. They call the floor over and the floor's like, oh, you were dodging the big blind, that's an orbit penalty. That's dumb. Like, come on, man. Just tried to explain it and he was like, well, you dodged the big blind, so you missed an orbit. So I call over a different floor, and then luckily the different floor actually listened to me. It wasn't even the fact that I was there already. The floor said, because I've not checked into the table yet, I can wait as long as I want. I'm not even in the tournament yet. How can you give me a penalty when I'm not even officially at the table yet? Which is pretty funny. And then he literally said, you can wait as long as he wants. He can come in whenever he wants because he has a ticket, but he doesn't have chips yet. So first orbit that I nearly got penalised. I got that aces, I got that ace king suited, knocked someone out for a bounty. It was a great time.
Good luck, everyone.
I had one of your jacks.
What if that's bad news if he hits an 8.
I had a suited jack, a jack of hearts.
This is the main part.
Don't put a bunch of hearts in.
Don't worry about that.
Your ace-6 is looking good. I like that. It's pretty clean.
ace.
7.
Oh, don't put another heart out there.
Hey.
Got 2 bounties, it's going well. lost 2 flips, got it in ace jack versus 9s versus 8s for a bounty.
9s and 8s, what a spot.
Can I take the pile here?
Good job.
Boring. Cash for $1,500, brookie. I went to play the Aria 800 and I did no good. And I went to play the win. I opened to 2,500. The big blind calls out of turn. The small blind now jams 31k. And now the big blind calls all in for 12k. He tried to call an open, and then he was like, oh, fuck it, I'll call a whole all in, why not? So I call with ace king suited. The big blind has jack 10 suited. Went down to 2.5k at the 1k, 2k level, and I was in the small blind. I literally had my taxi ready to go to the next tournament, and somehow the poker gods said, you're not done yet. And I spun up my stack again. I got all the way back up to 96,000 at 6k big blind, pretty close to the money. I get aces all in pre against 8s, and he hits an 8, so I got knocked back down, and I bagged what I think is a respectable 149,000, 25 bigs for day 2, and another mystery bounty shot. I shot at some redemption.
24 days.
It's been a tilting day. It's been quite a tilting day. I don't even know how much you can hear me. It's so bloody loud out here. So yesterday, mystery bounty, bagged 25 bigs, covered 4 people at the table, queens all in pre. Yeah, run the clip. I don't know, I'm editing this. I bet you're thinking, how will I lose this one, given the tone of my voice? Here, it's my queen versus ace 8 of clubs for a bounty, and 5-6 of clubs for the full double. He covers me.
You.
Queens.
But no, it's a big pot and a bounty. Great start. Things were looking good. Things were on the way up. It's my ace 2 offsuit versus pocket 6s all in pre for a second bounty.
10, 7?
Lose a pot for a bounty. Go short. I jam 12 big blinds in the small blind with my queen 9 suited, and king 6 offsuit calls in the big blind covering me.
That's GG.
Lose a flip to bust. Pull a bounty. There's 250Ks. There's like at least 200Ks. There's 50Ks. There's 25Ks. Fucking everything.
All right, Brandon all the way from across the pond, 1 bounty pull. I still have my 2 top prizes available, 250,000 each. Brandon came all the way from England, complete with accent. We're gonna find out how many pounds he's actually gonna bring back with him.
Fuck it.
500.
Mystery bounties are the worst format to have ever been created, and I fucking hate them. They are just killing me slowly. It's like there's more false hope than usual. What else happened? I went to play the Millionaire Maker. It was going well. I bluffed it all off at one point, lost that one. I made a pretty sick hero call with a library. That was good. Played this really strange hand. Some guy was a bit tilted, so instead of jamming 31 big, small blind versus hijack with ace queen off, I 3-bet none all in. He jams, I call. Fake flip alert. Fake flip, everybody. We got a fake flip. We got a fake flip. Essentially, this is because this guy was tilted. I was never going to 3-bet bluff him. I was never going to 3-bet a hand which folds. And my 3-bet call range is 8s plus ace queen, ace king. So him jamming 6s is not going to do well against that range in practice. This time he ran into the hand which he's ahead of, and he stays ahead. Good for him. Good job, buddy. Just a few tilted things happened today, so I'm just kind of over it. I'm going to go to the gym, have an angry gym session, and I'm going to sleep it off. And I'm going to come back and play the mystery bounty again, like a good little grinder that I am. Back in this fucking city, fucking killing me.
Take 25.
Another day to review. I don't know why my beard looks so crazy and staticky. This place is so dry. So I had a change of plan today. I went to play the 10k Super Turbo Bounty at the World Series. 1 day 10k event, 3k bounty if you bust someone, and I sold a lot of action. It's a 1 day type of turbo. It's supposed to, I mean 10k I assumed it was going to be tough, but it was one of the softest tables I've ever had. I just had all recreational players, all playing ABC bad passive. It was, honestly, it was the dream. I had the most ridiculous hand where a guy raised me on the turn on 8-6 free multi-way, turn 6, I have a6, I jam. He tank calls it off with king jack off, drawing dead. I just can't believe my eyes. Like, I know it's a bounty.
Oh, wow. Nice one. You're good.
The bounty was worth like 15% of this pot, actually less. And people are just calling off drawing dead. I managed to win one bounty, but not long after this, I raise call off my 38 bigs, button versus small blind covered with pocket sevens, and I canny win the huge flip. Yeah, I got one bounty, I lost a huge flip to bust, but the field was insanely good. I need to play this tournament every year, even though I actually had more risk when I played the Millie Maker, which is a 1500 than I did in a 10k because I sold so much, which I think was wise, even though it was a great tournament. It was crazy variance.
I'm 26.
Now it was time to play the Millionaire Maker. Arguably the second or third best tournament of the entire trip. A really good structured hold'em event with loads of players, and I enjoyed it so much that I re-entered like I do with most tournaments. And I even had time to max late reg the $600 golden nugget, spun up 25k to over 100k, and then I get pocket fives in against aces. And I flop a set, but I still lose because that would just be too easy, wouldn't it? I came back to play the Millionaire Maker again, my 4th attempt. I had a really good start. It was going great, and then I lost an Omega big pot when I squeezed with ace king suited, and it went badly for me because my man flopped a set, and then I bagged an okay stack.
27.
I had another pretty sick swap. I had 15%. My friend Ryan won his bracelet in the online $888 event. It's actually one of my worst days because I busted so many things online and broke the Millie Maker day 2. Played the 3K, had a really great day. Again, loads of donations. It was a good time. This guy 4-bet piled infinite bigs against me with Queen 9 suited when I had aces, and yes, he was from Brazil. I had a great day here and bagged a really nice stack. Maybe the power of the new lucky green potato stone is real. I had the 3K day 2 today. It was going really well all day. I had heaps on the bubble and then got 2 outed in a big pot, but still had heaps, and continued to just keep going well. And then the blinds go up, you lose like 1 or 2 hands, you're like, oh, okay, I've got like 35 bigs now.
Come on.
Yeah, this is
Kings.
This is an insanely big pot with over 1 million chips. It's just before day 3. It's time to really test the power of the stone. I'm gonna keep pushing through. I want to recover a little bit, but I also don't want to stop playing. Don't want to miss out because it could be the one. Cash 13 live tournaments out of 64. Just gonna keep pushing through. Keep pushing through. I played the 3.5k at the win, max late reg. Had a really boring time, just like lost 2 pots, then jam jacked and suited into aces. Boring. There was a choice out of the $500 Salute to the Warriors, which is a really soft tournament, 40-minute clock, 3-day event. Or there was the 2.5k WSOP, but reg was open till 10 PM in that tournament. Whereas the Salute to the Warriors, reg closed at 5, so I think it made more sense to play the 500 first. So I played that, busted, played again, and then towards the bubble I won a flip. And then we're playing 10-handed, and everyone at my table was just playing 2 passive. So I just started playing almost every hand, 3-bet, open, whatever, towards the bubble, and I ran up a really nice stack. Got from 120k up to 1 million in the bag. And then day 2 started pretty well too. Pretty fast structure caught up with me that I had a bad 2 or 3 levels where not much happened, or I just lost it all in, whatever.
Eight of hearts. 9 hearts.
That was cash number 13, I think, or was it cash 14? I think it was cash number 14, I can double check that. I've played 67 tournaments now, so my cash rate has been just absurd, but nothing to write home about. I mean, it's been a profitable trip so far, it's been really good. I've been playing well, I've been in the zone, I've been cashing a lot, I've been running deep and just building up big stacks, which feels really good. I had my fair share of coolers and bad beats too, but it's not been disproportionate like it has been in other series. So it's been reassuring, swaps have been good, feeling good. Still got the 10k World Series main. I think I'm gonna play the 10k Mystery Bounty. I don't normally play that one, but I've heard good things. I'm just gonna sell a lot of action. Still a chance at a bracelet and some magic. I've only had 1 day off, and even on the day off I played online poker, so I might try and get a day off in the next week or so before the main. I'm just happy to play every day, to be honest. The time I played at the Aria and finished it after 6 AM, that did have a knock-on effect, but other than that, I've just felt good. Like I've always wanted to play. I think I'm playing well, and gonna go play some more. It was now time to play another Mystery Bounty, the 1.2k, 1 million guaranteed golden nugget Mystery Bounty. I had a bit of a rocky start, ended up re-entering, but now it was my 69th live tournament entry. That had to be good luck, right? And my second entry went really well. I was chip leader. I may have slightly punted. I 3-bet called 35 bigs against someone that I thought was out of line with ace queen off. He had ace king suited, so the jury's out whether he was really out of line. But I got there, so it doesn't bloody matter, does it? I bagged one of the chip leads. Go into day 2, covering loads of people. Another shot at redemption. So I think I've officially been here for a month now. Bagged a really, really nice stack, and my 15th cash, 69th live tournament, and I got a big sweat for mystery bounties. It's gonna be funny if I pull like 100k bounty, I'm literally gonna be like double OEV in these fucking things. But obviously I'm gonna be delighted if I pull a big bounty, but it is just funny how these formats work, that I pulled so many bounties now that I'm literally more than 6 figures below EV just in bounty pulls. But still a great tournament even outside of the bounties, so hopefully it's one that I do well in. I'm gonna have my first proper day off of the trip today where I'm not playing poker. Thinking back, I played the 500 the other day instead of the 2.5k because it made sense. Late reg closed a few hours earlier, so if I busted the 500 after late reg or did 2 bullets, I could then play the 2.5k. But maybe I should have just played the 2.5k, you know, because I'm not here to maximize money and win rates and that sort of stuff. I really like to just compete. I like to play the higher buy-ins. There's a 10k going on at the Win right now. That's a really tough tournament. It's the sort of tournament I just really like to play because there's a lot more good players. You get to think more in-depthly about the game, and that's ultimately why I play. If I wanted to just make money, I'd probably play cash games, but I'm here to compete. I'm here to try and outplay people. I'm here to try and outthink people and make good decisions and learn and improve on the way. And obviously it's what I do for a living, and I want to make money, but I'm not driven by that. I'm driven by kind of wanting to be the best tournament player. And I'm definitely not there yet, but playing with people better than me or also that are very good is definitely part of that. And it's the part of the experience I enjoy the most. So maybe I should have picked the 2500 just because of that, instead of thinking about how to play as many tournaments as possible. But I am going to be driven more by that moving forward. And if there's a bigger buy-in and I want to play it and I want to compete, I'm going to choose that and just sell more action because I know I can compete in those tournaments. And I think I'm playing pretty good. I think I've got a really good chance of doing well in those tournaments too. But the 10k at the Win, it's unlikely I'll play it because it's just such a big buy-in and it is a really tough tournament, and there's always other good tournaments that are 1k, 2k, etc. There's just so much choice here, it's hard to know what the best thing to do is. But 10k Mystery Bounty World Series event Monday, I think I will play no matter what, even if there is another good 1k, because I just want to be there and I want to fucking pull a big mystery bounty. I just want to do it. I want to find one. I want to find my EV. First day without playing poker now. It's been a month, and I'm gonna go to my favorite restaurant and I can try not to think about poker, although I am running a sim literally right now. After that, I'll stop thinking about poker for the day.
Say cheers. Say.
Now, having spent a month in Vegas, the scores on the doors, I'd played 96 tournaments, 30 of them being online. I did $125,035 in buy-ins. I cashed for $85,884, which meant my profit was minus $39,151. However, my adjusted profit was now in profit of $35,158, which is absolutely huge. Again, this is mainly courtesy of selling and swapping. So I played a 10K and I sold close to 90% because this was a turbo. It doesn't make sense for me to keep more than 15% of my action in this tournament. Very luckily for me, a friend I swapped 15% with in an online $800 tournament won the tournament for $150,000, netting me over $22,000. The selling and swapping has really gone in my favor so far this trip. If I had done really well in tournaments where I sold a lot of action, or if I had won myself a lot and paid out a lot in swaps, you'd see the reverse effect where I'd be actually not up as much as the profit reflects. But because it had gone this way, it was in my favor, and somehow this was not my best swap of the trip.
On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, the new Super Saiyan continues his bid to shut down the forces of darkness.
I'm pulling one more bounty with a sweat for $100,000. This pull could shape my entire series one time.
But you know my exact hand. You
know my exact hand.
Oh, no, this is sick. No way you're.
Now, my final profit tally.
On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.